it's the beginning of the new year, so we're gonna have our top 5 films of 2025.
For reference, I think I saw about 92 films in 2025, as in 2025 releases.
Yeah, so I think I'm somewhere close, but definitely not as much as her, since I don't watch a lot of the horror movies. But yeah, let's begin. So for my number 5 movie, it's F1. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like, a good sports, drama, and it feels good, and then the acting was great, the music was great. I thought, it's one of those stereotypical, I would say, sports movies, but it makes you feel good after watching it.
Fair. So for my number 5, it's Begonia. Now, Begonia stars Emma Stone, and I honestly didn't know what I was walking into because the trailer is kind of inconspicuous, but I had such a fun time watching this. There was something about the way that it was shot that was very eerie, but also very creepy and cool. And I really enjoyed the plot. I enjoyed getting gaslit into thinking, oh, is she an alien? Is she not an alien? And it was very, very fun. I was down in that conspiracy theory as well.
No, it was really believable, everything in that movie. I enjoyed it too, but it didn't make my top 5.
Would have been in your honorable mentions.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, for my number 4, one of the more recent films that we watched, Marty Supreme. I honestly love the acting of everything, the drama of everything, and honestly it was well shot. It was pace honestly didn't feel too long, and I definitely think it's a Oscar worthy movie.
Yeah, well, Marty Supreme didn't make my list. If this was a top 10 video, maybe it would have made it onto the list. But because it's top 5, it didn't. But I did also really enjoy the film. So I guess moving on to my number 4 is Good Fortune, starring Keanu Reeves. And I don't know if it's just because I'm in love with Keanu Reeves and therefore this is on my list, but there was something about this movie because it's so simple. The script, the characters, the plot, everything about it is so simple, yet I had so much fun and felt good watching the movie. And I think that's a major thing for me, rewatchability. And Good Fortune is definitely the type of movie that I can see myself turning it on in the background, or maybe even watching other people react to it just so I can feel good and relive when I watched it.
No, honestly, it was, yeah, like she said, it was really simple. I did like it a lot as well. I think I gave it like a 7, 8. But I just don't think it's worthy of top 5 in my opinion. I did really like Seth Rogen's and Keanu's chemistry together, and they were honestly really hilarious. But yeah, it's maybe top 10 for me. For my number 3, it will be Zootopia 2. The formula is similar to the first one, but as someone who loved the first one and even went to Shanghai Disney just for Zootopia Land, it checked all the boxes for me. And I think the movie at the end of the year, honestly, it was a great holiday season movie, and it's great for families as well. And I think it was weaker than the first one, but I still had a good time.
Yeah, well, Zootopia 2 is good because it's just a feel-good, fun family movie, and there's a lot of jokes in there that's very funny as well. I think it didn't make my list just because, again, top 5, not top 10, and I don't think it just made my list because it, for me, was a bit disappointing because I also came in feeling that the first one was really amazing and one of my favorite animations. So the second one, although good, just couldn't beat the shadow cast over by the first film.
I did like how they built on the relationships of the 2 main leads, Nick and Judy. But I think what really was the downfall of the movie, compared to the first one, was the second half. I think it wasn't as strong. The beginning I thought was great. Yeah.
That being said, we're still excited for the third one that's gonna come. So for my third movie is The Phoenician Scheme. Now, I am normally not a Wes Anderson girly. I don't think I've seen most of his very famous work, like the Budapest Hotel. I've only seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, and that's about it. But something about the way the Phoenician Scheme is shot makes me think that I should be a Wes Anderson girl, because not only was it beautiful, the humor in the script was so clever and cheeky that I found myself very entertained throughout the whole movie. We went into this movie completely blind, or at least I did. I did not know what the premise was. I'm not gonna lie, even when I did read the synopsis at the theater, I was not sold. I thought that it was gonna be a very boring snooze fest movie, but I love it. I ate it up, and it was so funny. Scarlett Johansson's character, all of them, hilarious.
Yeah, I think it was, for me, it didn't make my top 5, spoilers, but it was between F1 and Phoenician Scheme for number 5. And honestly, if I made the list tomorrow, it could have been. And just the cinematography was so beautiful. Everything was so calculated. Like, you can see the vision of Wes Anderson. And the main lead, I forgot his name, but he is a tremendous actor, and I bought in all the comedy, all the emotions, everything in the movie.
It's fun fact, I thought it was Leonardo DiCaprio because initially in the movie poster, I don't know why, but he somehow from afar, from a girl who has shitty vision, looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, so your second. Number
My
2,
second
we're going to your top 2 now.
Is One Battle After Another. So yeah, it's from talking to friends, talking to reading comments online, Reddit, Letterboxd, it's very divisive, I think. Even some film critics didn't like it, but I had a blast watching it. I'm a huge Leonardo fan, so maybe that's why. I think the movie was just, everything that I enjoy about film. I think the length was just perfect. The story, the plot. I think the ending was a little weaker than the beginning, but if it was great, it would have been my number 1.
Yeah, so unfortunately, One Battle After Another is not in my top 5. It is in my honorable mentions and would be in my top 10 because on paper, it is a perfect film. Not just the acting, but the cinematography, that car chase scene, and the script as well. Everything about it was genius. I just think that the reason why I didn't make my top 5 is because I don't know if it's a movie that I could see myself putting on to rewatch because I want to enjoy something very quick. Not that it has to be quick, not that a good movie means that it has to be quick, but I think for me, it's not a movie that I'll see myself going back to as soon as compared to my other movies on my list. So that's why I did make my top 5.
I do agree. It is something that you have to really focus in and notice the details and pay attention to it. It's not something you can just mindlessly watch and eat popcorn and talk to friends with.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of that, your number 2.
So my number 2 is F1. Now I know, before we even continue, I know F1 is a certified dad movie, and if that's what it is, then I am a dad. Because this movie was so good for no reason. I am already a fan of the typical sports genre type movies where you have the lows and then the highs, and I was here for the whole ride. I don't know if it's a soundtrack because that was amazing. Whatever they put into the soundtrack, like cocaine, because it was addicting. I to this day, unironically, still listen to that soundtrack. It is so good.
I can hear it in the bathroom.
Lose my mind. So good. That being said, I know it's a dad movie, and I know it's a movie where not much happens, you turn your brain off, and you just enjoy two guys who are fighting and trying to beat each other's testosterone levels. But I'm here for it, and it is so fun and so enjoyable. I think I have seen this film at least 6 times already last year, and I can see myself continuing to rewatch it every single year, at least once.
I think watching it in 40x as well, the screen was moving, everything, you can kind of even smell the tire burning from the car, and it's honestly, it adds to the experience. It's like you're watching a real race in front of you, and I think that the whole experience, obviously I loved it as well. It's my 5th movie. Yeah.
Not to mention Damson and Brad both. Smoke show.
Brad does not look his age.
No, he looks amazing. That scene where he's just plopping onto the couch. Replay. Okay. Now into our top
1.
top movie
My favorite
of the
movie.
year.
My favorite movie actually came out in January, so it's almost a year ago. Yeah, it's Naja 2. For people that don't know, it's like the highest grossing animated film of all time. It's a Chinese movie. We are Chinese, so it's something that I think really connects to our culture. It's also a film that is really funny. It builds onto the first movie, Naja 1, and I think what really hits is that, you know, just the comedy, the pacing. I think the whole like plot, the storyline, the emotions of the characters, the drama of the characters. Yeah, I think that's it.
Naja 2 would be in my top 10 as well. I actually did recently rewatch it, and it's an amazing film. Animation, absolutely gorgeous, especially spoiler alert when you get into the later fight scenes. It is amazing, the amount of detail and hard work is put into this. I know the director is coming out with a third film, and he says that's going to take him at least 5 to 7 years. I believe he also won an award, and he did not show up to the award show because he said, I need my time to make the next animation. I have no time to attend your silly little award shows. But it was honestly amazing. I can't put into words how amazing the animation is. I think the only reason why I didn't put it into my top 5 is simply because I have another film that's my top 1 that I absolutely adore of the year. But Naja 2, as you know, rightfully so, receives all of its applaud and flowers.
Yeah, the animation, honestly, it felt like it's not really like Disney-like or any. It's kind of really unique in a sense. I don't know how to explain it, but we'll show some clips here, some photos. But yeah, honestly, it was my favorite film because it connected to me the most. Maybe it's the Chinese pride. I maybe, you know, but I thought it was just great.
And then for my top 1 movie of the year is none other than Sinners. Now, Sinners, I also watched in theaters, I think 5 times, and then I've rewatched it at home as well. And all I can say is this movie not only is beautiful, not only has 2 Michael B. Jordans, but on top of that, the music, Miles in this film, the singing, gorgeous. I loved everything about it. I'm not gonna lie, before I went into this movie, I did not know much about the cultural context and the history of I don't know a lot of the history of what the film was going to talk about. That being said, each time I finished watching it, I felt like I was more inclined to do more and more research. And after doing said research and rewatching the film again, it made me only love it even more. So this film was just done in such a gorgeous and beautiful way, and it taught me so much of things that I did not know as well. And I think anybody should watch this film at least once in their lifetime just to hear more, learn more, and see more.
I do agree. I wasn't the biggest fan of Sinners. I thought it was a little too slow for my liking. But Michael B. Jordan, honestly, what an actor. Like, he played a pair of twins, and you can't tell that it's the same person. Like, I genuinely, like, if you didn't tell me.
It's very difficult to play a twin and be so convincing that they're actually 2 separate people. And he did an amazing job
and
of that.
It's like, wow. And the cast of Haley Steinfeld,
Miles Patton.
So all the cast in the movie, it just made, you know, the film feel real. I would say, like, it made me feel like I was in 1940s, 1950s, Louisiana. I think it just, yeah, the atmosphere of the film was great.
There were so many times in the film when I was getting goosebumps, and I think I don't even need to say which scenes, and people who have seen Sinners know exactly what scene I'm talking about. Definitely got all the goosebumps, and it's just every single time anybody sang, it was like my heart was reacting to it, and it was just amazing. Those were our top 5 films of 2025. Let us know what were your guys' favorites. Is there anything that we didn't mention that you think is in your list? Or are there films in our list that you guys don't agree with? Please let us know in the comments. We love to discuss all about film.
We'll have a quick montage of us discussing, and we'll give our final list as the C-cut list of top 5 films. let's talk about our honorable mentions first.
Yeah. So, honorable mentions. I am a horror junkie, so Final Destination Bloodlines is in my honorable mentions. This film, for being like the 10th in the franchise, I think number 10, was so good. It was iconic. You got the new kills that the next generation can completely be terrified by, and on top of that, it was genuinely a good time watching it. Like, you had fun, and I think that's what it's meant to be. That's what all Final Destination movies are meant to be. So that's in my honorable mentions.
I agree, because growing up watching Final Destination, because there's I think most of it was shot in Vancouver,
I think so.
and there was one bridge where that I used to go over, drive through all the time, and it was collapsing. And I was like, oh my god! Every time, since I was a kid, you know, I was like 7, 8, and then my brother would just be like, oh, the bridge will fall, like in the movies, and that terrified me, and that was hilarious. And then in my honorable mentions, I have, so I'm a huge Marvel junkie, so I have Fantastic Four, and
Sorry, that came out.
she hated it. I honestly
hate it, but definitely wasn't fantastic.
and I have Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is higher than Fantastic Four, that's for sure. Just like I love that scene, because like the first half of the movie is just a typical, you know, quick, witty, funny Marvel movie, but in the second half, when we go into a darker dimension, it kind of shifts the tone, and then I really like the portrayal of what they're trying to go for, of that state of mind. And I thought it gave me goosebumps for sure. And for Fantastic Four, it's just, you know, I grew up watching Fantastic Four, and I think it's the best Fantastic Four movie, which is not saying a lot, but I think honestly I really bought in that the fact that they are a family, and you know, I can't wait for Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, I forgot to mention for my other honorable mentions that I do have, one of them is Companion. I forgot about it because I think it came out in January as well, so it was a while ago, but Companion was really good. Sophie Thatcher was amazing. The only thing, which is what everyone on the internet has been saying, is I wished that they didn't spoil the fact that she was a robot by the movie poster. They should have left it, because that first 10 minutes and that immediate boom would have been such a plot twist. Companion was so funny, so good. I forget the name of the actor, but the person who plays Huey in The Boys was also so funny, and I think he's an amazing actor. I also really liked him in Novocaine, so he's a good actor.
Novocaine was great. Was that also this year?
I don't remember, but Novocaine was good.
Yeah.
That would be also my honorable mention.
Right, and my final movie on the honorable mention was Mission Impossible.
Oh.
Just you know, the scenes, the action scenes, you know, and I think it's the last one. Don't quote me on it. And just you can see the dedication that Tom Cruise puts into the film. You know, it's the same movie every time, you know, almost saving the world, but it's just a feel-good movie, and I'm a sucker for those kind of movies.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So now, after we spoke a bit and we've compiled our lists together to see our ultimate C-cut top 5 movies of 2025. Now, there are movies in here that will I 100% agree on? Actually, most of it, yes. But here you go. So starting at number 5, we both agreed on One Battle After Another, because we decided that this film does deserve to make the list, even though it didn't initially make it onto mine, but I was willing to give it a spot.
All right. And number 4 is The Phoenician Scheme.
Yes.
You know, as I said, I love the movie as well. It was in my honorable mentions, so it's only right to put it at 4.
And then at number 3, we have F1, who also deserves a spot in the top 5, because it was such a great, fun movie.
I mean, it's her number 2 is my number 5. I think it's the only film that made both our top 5s.
Yeah.
So you know, it's
you
only
go.
right. And number 2 is Sinners.
Yes, I fought for that spot.
You know, I personally didn't love it, but I can see how it's a good movie, how other people might enjoy it. So I was like, number 2 sounds fair for us, at least.
And then at number 1, we have Najatu. So It wasn't on my list, but I still was okay with agreeing it to making it the top 1 film of the year, because not only did it made an amazing award of being one of the highest grossing animations of all time, but again, I'm Chinese too, so I kind of have that Chinese pride in me, and I do think that it was a really good, well done animation. So all the flowers and praises, you know?
But was there anything different that you guys would change about our list? You know, comment below, let us know. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, see you in the next video.
Hope for a really good 2026 movie year.
Well, yeah, next video will be our most
intensive
anticipated
film.